Hunter, was it? Thank you for not making a bigger deal about my arrival. I know my presence unnerves many.
You surprised me earlier, and I do not like surprises, but any friend of Peter is a friend of mine.
I am relieved to hear it. You have a wonderful home and a great many resources. I look forward to making use of them.
How do you think you will help?
I am the world's foremost authority on vampire physiology. Blade knows a great deal about vampire rituals, habits, and social order, but he doesn't understand their biology.
Why should that matter?
In a sense, you could say Blade can take a vampire apart, but he can't put one back together.
I do not want to put vampires back together.
Oh, of course not. Let me put it like this. If you understand the structure of an organism, you'll know its weak points, where to push so it falls apart. This is what I offer you.
Then let me officially welcome you to the Midnight Suns.
You will not regret this. Now, can you show me where we keep the prisoners? I would like to feast.
What?
Only kidding. I think you'll be happy to know that I've actually already started researching vampire biology.
That sounds like good news.
Unfortunately, I also have bad news. I've been tinkering with a prototype gamma serum that suppresses the effects of sunlight on vampiric membranes. The vampires have taken that from me.
Then we must take it back.
That is why I'm here. And I would love to get back to that research. Unless you have further need of me.
I want to know a little more about you first.
Naturally. I am an open book.
I have heard you called a living vampire. What does that mean?
It means that unlike most vampires, I have a pulse.
How is this possible?
Most vampires are tied to the supernatural realm. They are undead creatures. My gifts are a boon of science. I am wholly unique in that way. Quite literally a freak of nature.
Who were you before you became a vampire?
I was born with a rare, degenerative blood condition. My disease would have proven fatal if I had not taken matters into my own hands and experimented on my body using vampire bat DNA. I cured myself, but there were side effects.
You seem to know Blade and Spider-Man well. What is your impression of them?
When I first became the living vampire, I struggled with my baser instincts. It took me a while to maintain control over my appetite. Spider-Man and Blade were the first two heroes I encountered, and they protected many innocent people from my wrath.
You mean they fought you?
Yes. But I am grateful, because they encouraged me to become a better man. Though I wish Blade's approach hadn't been nearly so ferocious.
I've heard you called a living vampire. What does that mean?
It means that, unlike most vampires, I have a pulse.
How is this possible?
Most vampires are tied to the supernatural realm. They are undead creatures. My gifts are a boon of science. I am wholly unique in that way. Quite literally a freak of nature.
Do you share other vampiric weaknesses?
One of the advantages of being a living vampire is that I do not have those Achilles heels. I could drink holy water all day, and a silver bullet stings like a lead one. One slight exception is daylight. I do not burn under the sun, but my eyes are sensitive to the light, and my powers are somewhat dampened during the daytime.
I'd like to know more about your capabilities.
Like a traditional vampire, I possess enhanced strength, speed, and acute senses. An accelerated healing factor allows me to bounce back from otherwise mortal injuries. And while I cannot fly in the traditional sense, I have the psionic ability to glide over great distances.
Do you have to consume blood like any other vampire?
Regrettably, not only do I need to consume human blood, I crave it. But you do not need to worry. I keep my cravings in check these days, and only feed on those who prey on others.
Never mind. I will let you settle in.
Happy to talk anytime.
Anything else on your mind?
What happens if Hydra successfully replicates Morbius's prototype sample?
Sunproof vampires seem like a bad idea for all involved.
Maybe not for the vampires.
For now, it's just a scary theory. Even if it works, there could be side effects, like new breed vampires bursting into flame upon contact with oxygen. Yeah, wishful thinking, but prototypes can be unpredictable. Just to ask Hank Pym about Ultron.
Thanks, Carol.
See ya. Anything else on your mind?
Thanks, Carol.
See ya.
If Morbius is anything like Blade, I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
As long as Morbius is around, Hunter, you better watch your back and your front.
If Blade is worried about this guy, he must be dangerous. I want to see him in action.
Thanks for giving Morbius a shot, Hunter.
I hope I didn't abuse your trust.
Blade warned me about Morbius, but I trust your judgment on this, Hunter.
Hey, you like what's happening here? Dust off the old fingers and get to work.
The Midnight Suns seem to try
I know. The God Killer certainly turned out to be more than we bargained for, didn't it? First, we discover its hilt is made from a member of the Blood. Then, Strange comes to the conclusion that the blade is constructed from the very primordial evil god we are trying to prevent from devouring this dimension.
You think it is dangerous, do you not?
I do, particularly to you. I fear that its connection to your collar is a way Chthon could exploit its fissure and break it completely.
You know about the crack in my collar? How?
Agatha told me it was fractured during that explosion with Venom. She thought I should know. I'm not angry with you, Hunter, but why didn't you come to me as soon as you realized it was compromised?
I do not have to tell you everything you know. I am entitled to my own privacy, my own secrets. Just as you are.
Not this secret, Hunter. It's too big. I know I've been hard on you, but I'm here for you, Hunter. This must be the last secret we keep between us. It has to be. There's too much riding on it. That crack in your collar makes you more vulnerable to corruption than ever.
I should set up my lab sooner than later. Spider-Man told me the Forge is roomy and bickery.
Stephen, have you worked with Morbius before?
Oh, yes. He is a formidable ally. He once assisted me in a battle against a Fear Lord from the Dream Dimension.
Fear Lords are powerful foes.
Yes, it was a boisterous battle, so I was pleased to have Morbius at my side. Undoubtedly, he will be a favorable ally against Lilith as well.
So you have no reservations about letting him stay in the Abbey?
None at all. As long as he doesn't grow too hungry, we'll all be fine.
Wait, what should we do if he gets hungry?
We should all be on guard.
Stephen, I need details.
As with any vampire, he could lose control and eat every one of us, but I do not think that will happen.
Doctor, meet the doctor. Now the Abbey has as many PhDs as you'd find on your average golf course.
We've met. Dr. Morbius. So good to see you again.
Doctor Strange, still patrolling the spiritual realm, I see. I'd love to get set up as quickly as possible in here. Start learning the lay of the land.
Tony, what is your impression of Morbius?
Well, we've never actually met, but Strange talks highly of him.
I am uncomfortable inviting a vampire to live in the Abbey.
Hey, I know what you mean. Half the people on my board of directors are vampires. Not literal bloodsuckers, but they definitely try to sink their teeth into you. Or your pocketbook.
Maybe.
The guy's a freak, no doubt. But every genius is. You should have seen half my professors back at MIT. Or that Tony Stark guy who's always in the news. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've read a few of Morbius's papers on DNA manipulation, and it's years ahead of anyone else. He could be a valuable asset.
So you think we can trust him?
Well, I never said that. But he could be useful.
I look... A dark confluence.
Checking in on me already, Hunter? I haven't had time to get into trouble.
You can never be sure.
I suppose. What can I do for you?
Never mind. I will let you settle in.
Happy to talk anytime.
You could just ask me to move.
It could be nice. Just tell me what to smash.
That is something. Blade, are you actually comfortable with Morbius living here?
Comfortable? I'll never be comfortable around that monster. But if I'm being generous, he could be useful.
I am grateful to have another able warrior on our side.
You sound like Peter. Naive.
What exactly is your history with Morbius?
I don't like getting into that.
But the two of you have fought before. What makes you think we can trust him now?
I never said we could trust him. If that man loses control to his bloodthirst, I'll end him myself. But the vampires are using his experiments against us. We need him to clean up his own mess.
So Morbius is just a tool to you?
Call it whatever you want. I call it practical.
Sorry we didn't give you a heads up before. You know, about bringing a vampire into the Abbey. It all happened kind of fast.
Are you sure we can trust Morbius?
Yeah. Morbius has his demons, but he's a teddy bear. A snarly teddy bear. With fangs. But there's stuffing in there, somewhere.
This is not helping your argument.
What I'm trying to say is that Morbius has a good heart. And exceptionally good blood.
Good blood?
Yeah. Whatever Morbius did to transform his body infused the heme in his blood with curative properties. I'd love to help him study it further, if I ever have the time. Since we're fighting new breed vampires, we'd do well to have a living vampire in our corner. All this excitement has really got me thinking about
End of the line, Hunter.
I hope wherever Johnny Blaze is, that he's got some popcorn. Because we are gonna put on one hell of a show.
Hunter.
What's up, Hunter?
Another new member? We should probably start charging dues.
Do you think I fit in?
Why? Do you need to adjust your suit?
No. Does Peter Parker fit in at the Abbey?
As much as any of us do. Why?
It never feels like I have the opportunity to connect. Like I'm always on the outside. Mostly of buildings, but with people too. There's always a distance.
Is that not the burden of a secret identity?
Yeah. For the first time, I have a chance to be myself around people who get what it's like to do what we do. I don't want to mess it up. Pull back like I usually do.
You fit in, Peter. Enjoy it while it lasts.
That's a great way to look at it, Hunter. Thanks.
rate. Blood is mostly water.
It's good to see you and not trying to kill you.
Stay out of trouble.
Do your thing. There's two months I'll never get back.
If you're... Funny how personal this hero business can become, huh, Hunter? I mean, you're hunting your mom, Eddie's being Eddie again. My favorite professor became a giant sewer lizard. My boss's son was a space werewolf. I even knew a doctor that accidentally turned himself into a vampire.
I am sorry you had to slay your friends.
Whoa, 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 slay? Who said anything about slaying?
Was it not your responsibility to save them from the horrors they had become?
Yeah, by curing them. I don't know how they do things in Salem, but in New York, shooting your boss's son with a silver bullet is usually frowned upon. Yeesh. Neighborhood sure is starting to feel a bit more unfriendly these days. Thankfully, I have May and MJ in my life to remind me what I'm fighting for. Speaking of, better go check in. You wouldn't happen to know the time difference between Queens and, well, wherever we are?
I do not know what a time difference is.
You think Doctor Strange can take a look at this mole on my... Never mind.
Hi, kiddo.
Yes. Under the midnight sun, we convene one last time. Or something like that.
What have you brought me today?
What have you got for me, boss? Sometimes, I even impress myself. See you, Hunter.
Let's do this.
Now I feel truly...
Later. Hey.
Hey there.
Not a bad place to be posted up, all things considered. At least... Tony. Bye.
Got more coil for me? There's Tony's Forge of Mystery. Let's close. You're welcome, Hunter. Later.
Back again.
New and improved. A timely enhancement. Let us see it in action.
All right then.
You look well.
Hydra forces in this area are causing trouble. Let's take them down.
Objective confirmed.
Why the sudden interest?
Get to the trucks and grab those artifacts before they roll out.
I understand.
Hope they're ready. I probably beat up your grandfather back in the day, too.
This won't take
Down. But it won't stop them. Get to the artifact before they figure out what happened.
It is our turn. move! Engaging target. On Thermal, on the move. Surfer with honor. This is barely a challenge.
I'm going in.
Adept.
Shoot up here!
You don't look so tough. You sure you're up for this? Typical Hydra.
They're not living up to their reputation. Reinforcements inbound.
This should get you going.
We always expect to win.
The artifacts are secure, but why don't you teach Hydra a lesson while you're there?
What a waste.
I'd say that was a very successful outing. Good work.
Hunter. Can't hurt to warm up on Hydra's flunkies. You've got an endless supply of practice dummies to...
They're not always glamorous, but these missions are still crucial to stopping Lilith.
Yes? Bunazua.
Hey.
Hunter, want to play detective?
I kind of figured this operation would take a while. There's a lot of moving parts to keep track of. Stay out of trouble.
You know what they say about practice?
Peace. Hey.
Hey, Hunter. Don't blink, you'll miss it. These should definitely give you an edge. How long did you say? So, what did you have in mind?
I look forward to hearing how this fares in combat.
I'm here if you need me.
Practice makes perfect.
It's hard to keep these fangs sharp.
Later.
Doctor Strange is fascinating. His magic is incredibly powerful.
What are you doing?
I think I'm getting the hang of this thing. What do 3 squiggly lines mean?
It means you should step away before Sarah notices.
Okay, so the squiggly lines just flashed red. Is that bad?
Yes, actually. What is going on? Vampires? Attacking civilians in Central Park?
Well, that means we're up, right? Innocents are in danger. We gotta take care of this right now.
Eddie, I agree completely.
Ah, first time I've heard that in years. Come on, let's do some lethal protection. Still feels good to be free from Lilith's control.
I can only imagine.
And I hope you never have to do more than that. Thankfully, I'm free and clear now.
Do not jinx yourself.
You're welcome. Cute couple. Look how dominant we are.
We cannot escape because beasts or vampires. Protect them. That means you, Venom.
We don't get to eat, neither do these bloodsuckers.
Feel free to interrupt their meals.
It's time. We'll take it.
Your time has come. I feel more like myself every day. welcome assistance. Looks like they have got help.
We don't want any more of their tainted blood on us, even on our hands.
Try not to swallow any, and you'll be fine.
We're not always about eating, you know.
Ha! Oh, you meant that?
You were too weak for this fight. I can handle it.
Can we interest you in hosting a symbiote?
Well done out there. Especially you, Venom.
Smell something nasty.
Mephisto, what are you... That's better. Now, let's get a few things straight. Well, perhaps one may choose to save the odd civilian. Contractually, in the fight to end the vampire scourge, the spirit of the intended agreement...
Come again?
I did not waste my time curing you so you could save superfluous human lives.
Still boring.
Do I have your attention now? We all know what you really are. A monster. The only version of you that remotely interests me, and the only reason I allowed this deal.
Stop doing that!
Oh, I'll stop. But you've earned an object lesson. Vampires are bad for business. Vampires keep souls from flowing to where they're most needed. And with less souls, there are more soulless. Do you understand the lesson? Because it's time for some target practice.
So many targets.
I just see two of them.
Let's see if you can do this properly. I'll give you one chance. Just kill them all. It's really quite simple.
No mercy for the servants of Lilith. Your mother abandoned. The power of the light